Okay, this video we're going to cover going from Adobe Bridge to Photoshop and taking a look at how to do some basic editing on a photograph. So as you go through your images from taking a peek at your images from Adobe Bridge, you might find an image that you're ready to consider making a print of. If you double click on that image, it's going to automatically launch Photoshop. Don't worry about that. You can just hit ignore profile or use anyway. Either one will work. Once you're in Photoshop, the first thing I like to do is save a copy of this image as a Photoshop file so that we don't damage the original. Right now we've opened up this JPEG. I'm going to go to File and go to Save As, and I'm going to save this to a different location and make a new folder, and we can say Working Prints. And I'm going to double click in there and we can give this a name. Oops. Alright. Now in saving it, this is really important. We want to change it from a JPEG to a straight Photoshop file. Alright, so we're going to change the file type. It's a PSD now. Hit save. And it should, at the top here, we now have our new file. Now, if this were a file that we were going to get ready to print, there's a number of things that we can do. The first thing we probably would do is try to crop it if we're not happy with its original cropping. So the cropping tool is over here. And the first print that we're going to make is going to be a 5:7 print. So up here you can select 5:7 and you can change it to either vertical or horizontal, and then you can move your image around and you also can scale it, but you'll see that it keeps the proportions. It does not change the proportions. So I'm going to play around with this just a little bit and see, maybe we can put that ping pong ball right in the thirds there and start to utilize the rule of thirds. It looks like there might be a car in the background here that's not quite as blurred. You can also rotate the image and notice how Photoshop's going to keep that inside there for you. So play around with your cropping a little bit, and once you're happy with that, you can simply hit the check and it's going to crop that image. We're now going to go to image size and make sure that it is indeed 5:7. Now we cropped it to a proportional 5:7, but we signed up for, we cropped it to a 5:7, but notice that Photoshop has it this size, so it doesn't change the actual size of the print. We want to make sure that resample is not select, and if you now type in 7 in your width, notice that it automatically moves it to a 5 for the height. My resolution is 665, which means that this was a high resolution camera that this picture was taken with, so we're in good shape. Hit OK. Now our image is truly 5:7. It has the right pixels that we need to print, and it's the right size for us to print. Next thing we want to play with a little bit is taking a look at some adjustment layers. So if we go down here to levels, is usually the first one I bring up. This is a histogram of the picture, and we can slide it left or right in the midtones, or we can slide the highlights left and right, and what this is going to do is it's going to brighten up the brightest spots of the picture or the darkest spots. So we can increase some contrast by doing this. All right. Talk more about the editing photos in the next video.